Hi there, welcome back to another video. My name is Monica of Millie and Monica, and I am a full-time clothing reseller on Poshmark, eBay, and now Depop. So if you are interested in reseller-related content, selling clothing online, and of course making money online, please consider subscribing to this channel, giving this video a thumbs up, and of course leaving me a comment down below. So now, today's thrift haul is incredibly exciting. I feel like this is like a Bolo thrift haul, and I don't get to say that very often because I do a lot of my thrifting or sourcing at the Goodwill outlet, and yeah, although I do find some really great stuff there, I feel like I don't often find like a lot of designer. And so in this haul today, I do have a lot of designer and like Bolo brands or brands to be on the lookout for. So I will show those items like towards the beginning, and then I'll move into more of the vintage items that I picked up because I do also sell a lot of vintage and love selling that. So let's dive into some of these items. I am going to try not to rush through this video, but my camera is saying that I only have 20 minutes to film this video, and I do have 32 items to share with you. So if I do have to cut it short, I will, just based on time. I have no idea why my camera is being so finicky with me, but that's just kind of how it goes sometimes. So this first item is one that has already sold. And so this is a regular thrift haul. I should say that. These are not items from the Goodwill bins. I did go to a regular thrift store that was having a 50% off sale, and so that's how I got so lucky with these items. But this first item is a Dior belt. And it is reversible, so it's brown and black, and it doesn't have like the typical markings because it is reversible. And there are several belts very similar to this style on Poshmark, so I could compare. And so what happens here is you just like push this piece in here, and then it comes undone, and it did sell right away over the weekend. I don't even think it was listed for 24 hours. I did list it on the high end. I listed it around 90 and then finally accepted a $50 offer. The buyer and I were going back and forth quite a bit, but it seemed reasonable because of others that had kind of sold around in that area. But I was just kind of testing it to see if maybe I could get more, and I probably could have, but I'm always up for a quick flip. So excited that this has sold so quickly, and I do need to get it off in the mail. Next item I'm going to be sharing is this brand that was new to me, and oddly enough, I actually saw Common Tags, Courtney of Common Tags, talking about this brand in a recent What Sold video. So this, hopefully I say correctly, is Brunello Cucinelli. Please be gentle with me if I said it wrong. It is, again, new to me. The reason I originally thought to look at it is because the tag seemed really interesting here, and it did say cashmere, but it's only 10% cashmere, and the inner label is tagged size medium. I do believe this should be a women's. With the v-neck sometimes throws me off, but the sleeves do appear to be like more of a women's style, and I will model this, and so hopefully that will give the buyer kind of an idea of how it fits. But I do really love the color on this. So, and let's go on to this piece here. Now this, I don't know if you'd consider it like, it's definitely not like designer, I don't think, but this is a really interesting piece. So I don't often pick up hats, but when I do, it's because they're maybe interesting or unique. And this one is, and you can't really see it, it says on the inside, Golden Gate Hat Company, Los Angeles, and then it's the Panther style. It is a 100% wool hat made in the USA. Now, unfortunately, when I did Google this brand and company, it says that they're permanently closed, which is kind of a bummer. And I did look up a little bit about the history of this company, and it said they were, I think, started in 1923, and that the owner kind of got in touch with the movie industry, and that a lot of their hats were used in films and movies, and I thought that was really neat. So although I couldn't find a whole lot of comps or comparisons online, do wonder if they are permanently closed, which I hope not. If they are, then this brand might be maybe more valuable in the future. So I'm happy to find it. It does have a few like little marks and kind of, it's dirt or what it is on it, but I think that just kind of adds to the overall character of the hat. So, and there's a little mark in the felt here. I should also mention that although I have already gone through and inventoried, or I shouldn't say inventoried, I've gone through and photographed the shoes, the bags, and the belts, I have not moved on to the clothing items. So those will be listed as quickly as possible, hopefully by the end of the week. But if you're interested in anything and you don't see it listed in my store, everything will get listed on Poshmark first. You can always leave me a comment down below. Describe the item that you're interested in, leave me your Poshmark username, and I can tag you in the item as soon as I list it so that you can have the first eyes, or I guess first opportunity. Okay, so here is a pair of Coach heels. So I don't mind picking up Coach. Actually, I kind of enjoy it. So these are a pair of Coach heels. I believe they're the Hera style, just black, kind of strappy, peep toe, and they're size 8. They do have some wear on their inner straps here, but it doesn't affect the overall wear of the item, so right in there. And I did note that in the listing. And another pair of Coach, these are the Chelsea flats and black leather. I believe they're a size 7.5, and they too have just a little bit of inner leather wear, which I often sometimes find with Coach flats. The leather on the inside will start to peel, but overall still a really good shoe, and I think lots of life left. Okay, this might have been a bad buy. These are so cool. They are a 70s style leather boot, mid-calf with the fur trim, which I absolutely love. Just very kind of fun and retro. But they were marked as a size 7, and so I didn't think much about it. Size 7 is a really good size to sell. It's very common. And when I got home to try them on, because I thought, what the heck, I'll give them a try. And they're definitely not a size 7. And on the inside, I was finally able to find a little tag that said European 35. So they're very tiny, bit more like I would say 5.5. I was able to squeeze my foot into them, but it was not comfortable. So they do have a really nice rubber sole. And they say that they're made in Sweden, I do believe. So, or Finland, sorry. There's a little label in here, made in Finland. So very fun, unique pair of boots, but they are a tiny size. And so I do think that I probably paid too much for them. And had I known they were a size 5 originally, I don't think I would have picked them up, because size 5 shoes tend to be slow movers for me. Okay, this is a pair of J. Crew wedge heel, McAllister. I think they were the McAllister style of wedge heel. Very nice condition, lace up, size 7. Okay, I think I've got one more pair of shoes. So this is a nice pair of suede leather booties, a pointed toe. They're kind of studded here, and they are, I don't know if you can see that, Siesto something. They're very nice leather quality boot. And I think they were European 37, but fit more like a 6.5. Let's move on to the bags, because I was shook, I guess I could say that, by what I found in the bag section. Definitely not expecting this. This is a vintage Dooney. It is authentic, and from what I can tell, a pretty rare style. I was not able to identify the actual style name of this bag, but it is so beautiful. So it does have a little bit of marks and scuffs around the edges here. I love this little coin pocket here. And overall, it's just in really nice condition. Zipper top, and it does have its fob, its brass fob. On the inside, let me just show you how I know it's authentic. It does have its Dooney & Bourke vintage label here. On the bottom is their number, and I did look up that number, and I just wasn't finding much of any information. So if you by chance have any idea the style of this bag, it is kind of a more rectangle-y, and it's shoulder straps. So just absolutely love this. Okay, and then after that, I immediately found this bag, which is a Brahmin leather bag. Very beautiful. So kind of that croc here and the croc trim. Again, it has its fob, and it's just gorgeous. So of course there is some scuffing and wear kind of on the handle and a little bit here on its turn lock, but overall it's really nice. It has some pen marks in the bottom and inner lining, but overall this is just a gorgeous bag, and I'm hoping to get maybe around the $200 mark for this bag. I don't expect for it to be a quick sell at all, but that's okay. I think it took me several months, maybe not several months. It did take a few months, I think, to sell my last Brahmin bag, which has been a while. So I just, overall, I think this is a gorgeous bag, and it's a good size as well. And the inside has a couple different sections. This bag I'm not going to pronounce correctly, so I'm not going to say it. I'm just going to show you the label. It is just a really nice quality leather bag, and I love this square kind of late 90s Y2K style that it has. And it's just very chic and kind of modern, I guess. So I'm always on the lookout for things that I'm seeing maybe Instagram influencers kind of sporting or toting around, and this bag I think fits that picture. Light scuffing, but overall, again, really good condition. Okay, this is a Coach bag, mini, and it is missing its strap here. Most likely it might have had like a gold chain strap or just, I guess, a black leather strap, but it is missing, but can still be used, or maybe someone has some other handbags that have straps that they can just interchange. But overall, this is in really good condition. There's like really no marks or scuffs on it. So I went ahead and grabbed this and this Michael Kors as well. Even though this might have not been my best buy, the price was too good for 50% off not to pick it up. And it is just a very small like crossbody by Michael Kors, and it does have a little bit of scuffing and wear, but overall I just really liked the crisscross zippered top, and the size of it was nice. And then last, or actually there's two more bags. So this is a mini or maybe micro size Lucky Brand bag, and it's just very simple, like minimalistic boho vibes, I guess. And yeah, couldn't pass this one up either for the fact that it was 50% off and a really good price. I don't know who was pricing their bags, but probably someone inexperienced, because it was like these fantastic bags were priced really inexpensively, and then like a lot of their shoes were priced around $20. So it is what it is. So here is another leather bag. This one's vintage. It was most likely like a souvenir bag of some sort that maybe someone bought on vacation, but it's just really gorgeous and has lots of different sections and pockets. I do need to clean this one up a little bit more, so I haven't listed this one yet, but hopefully I will soon. It's a black leather, very nice quality, and the strap is attached. Okay, belts. There are a few more belts. I had picked up this style of belt many a times, and it's one of my favorites to find. I always know what it is now, and it's the Anthropologie Tosa belt, and oftentimes they have different color beads. They're a stretch belt, and usually one size fits most. They are just absolutely gorgeous, and they tend to get quite a bit of attention, and they usually sell pretty quickly within like the $20 to $30 range. This is a vintage, like 80s, 90s style belt. It is a black suede and kind of a wider like waist belt. And this one is a Coldwater Creek, like 90s vintage style croc embossed leather belt. And it's a size 2X. These shoes I'm actually keeping for myself because I love a good chunky heeled kind of sandal for the summer, and these are Franco Sardo, and I just love this cork heel, so I'm keeping these for myself unless I wear them and decide I don't like them, but most likely they'll be just fine and really fun for the summer. Okay, this was a new to me brand, and maybe you're familiar with it. It's IRO. It's very hard to see that little label, but IRO, and I could tell immediately they are a small size, so size 0. I could tell immediately that they were probably silk, which they are, and they kind of have this like drop crotch, I guess. Not particularly like my style, but you know, to each their own. There's zipper ankle detail and kind of some like ruching along the side, which is very fun. So I do like them overall. Like, they're high-waisted, they're kind of like an animal print, and I think these will do decently well. This brand, a lot of the dresses are listed around the $200 mark, and it looks like a lot of their silk pants, although the comps range, they can be going for like 20 bucks all the way to like 70, 75. So I am hopeful to get maybe more on the higher end for these because they are such a fun design. Okay, we have a pair of Madewell skinnies. They are a size 24, so super tiny, and they're the 9-inch high-rise skinny, and they do have a little bit, just a little bit, of pulling right through here. Not a big deal. It's not noticeable when worn, and the raw hem. So I like picking up like high-rise or the modern styles of Madewell. And then we have a pair of Fabletics. These are the like seamless style leggings. And let's see, Paige. I'm pretty picky about Paige, but these were a really nice style, and they're size 28. So they're the Vertigo Ultra Skinny black distressed leg jeans. And here we are with a cool, it's a cool sweater. So it is, I did pay, I guess, $6 for this. Size small, kind of outdoor activewear sweater. I have sold this brand a few times in this style, I think maybe once or twice. I'm not sure though, this might be a men's. I'm not sure. I'll have to do a little bit more measurement comparison if this is a men's or a women's. This Zara dress is gorgeous. This might have to be a keep for me, although it looks pretty janky right now because I haven't steamed it yet, so it is incredibly wrinkly. But I love the eyelet. Oh, it's just gorgeous. On the sleeves, and the neckline is gorgeous. The back has a tie. Just beautiful. So this might be a keep if for some reason I try it on and just am obsessed with it. We'll see. And here is a J. Jill. Now this does have a couple of like light surface spots that I do need to carefully clean, but it's J. Jill extra large, and I just really love a good like suede leather like Sherpa jacket, kind of that Penny Lane style. And actually I didn't even look to see if this was real suede, so let me just check that out here. It's not, it's faux, but it feels really incredible, so we'll give that a go. Now we do have a few vintage items, and I guess one more belt. We have a chain belt. Chain belts do seem to get a lot of attention in my closet, so I do pick these up. And on eBay, actually. I do really well with belts on eBay, probably because the shipping is less. This was a fun, like, 80s, 90s style find, and I probably paid too much for this, but I picked it up because it is a larger vintage size, and I know that there is a lack of larger vintage sizing in the market, so I definitely picked this up because of that, and because the print was just so fun and very, I feel like, spring summer-esque. So it is a long, like midi, maybe maxi, depending on how tall you are, and just a great pickup. Pair of, woo, getting a little crazy. It's a pair of vintage Levi's. They are, I think, a 16 miss, and I did pay up for these two, probably around $7.50. But I do love a good pair of vintage Levi's, and they are the size 16, tapered leg, mom jean. We're getting close to where this camera is going to cut me off, so may need to end sooner than later. This is a very fun, like retro, like 70s vibe, novelty print, and I loved the purses or the saddlebags on here because I'd found so many of those great bags. I was like, I feel like I need this top in my closet. So it may be homemade just based on the seams, but I really loved it. And this dress also was a gorgeous 70s piece. So polyester, the floral on this is beautiful. And it does seem to be more of like a size large. It kind of has like a bell sleeve and just such a gorgeous floral. I would say it probably fits below the knee, I'm guessing. So it's kind of hard to see all the detail, but it's just stunning. And we have like an 80s sweater here, very funky, fun knit. And another knit. This one doesn't have a label, but it's definitely vintage. So after like working with enough vintage knits, you can just kind of tell. And I know that's not always that helpful for people who are trying to learn vintage, but I promise the more you work with the fibers and the content of these sweaters, you just learn. But I am going to end the video here because I have only a few seconds left and only one piece that I didn't show you. So anyway, thank you so much for watching. I really appreciate it. And as always, I'll see you next time.